Merry Christmas! The biggest celebration in the world, Christmas, is so popular that some say Muslims earn more during the Christmas season in 1 year than they do in 10 years during Eid. But have you ever wondered why Christmas is celebrated? It's because Christianity, the world's largest religion, believes that this day, December 25th, marks the birth of Jesus, or Isa alai Salam. But here's an interesting question. If December 25th is Isa alai Salam's birthday, why don't Muslims celebrate it? The answer lies in some confusion. Around 2,000 years ago, Isa alai Salam was born miraculously in a small town in Palestine. Back then, Palestine was home to Jews, but it wasn't ruled by them. Instead, it was under the control of one of the most powerful empires in history, the Roman Empire. At the height of its power, the Roman Empire was ruled by Emperor Caesar Augustus. Augustus wasn't just a ruler, he was the most powerful emperor of the time, and his influence was so significant that even a month of the year, August, is named after him. But like many rulers who reach the peak of their power, Augustus made a familiar mistake. He started to think of himself not as an ordinary man, but as a god. Across the vast Roman Empire, he demanded that people worship him as a divine being. This is just the beginning of the fascinating history tied to Christmas and its origins. If we look back in history, we often see that whenever someone becomes too proud or claims to be above everyone else, Allah sends a powerful prophet to humble them. The same happened during the time of Caesar Augustus. It was in this era that Isa alai Salam was born. Isa alai Salam grew up in Palestine, among the Jews, under Roman rule. But even as a child, he stood out from others. He wasn't like ordinary children. One day, while walking through a market with his mother, Maryam, Isa alai Salam went missing. Maryam searched everywhere but couldn't find him. Finally, she went to a Jewish temple, and there she saw young Isa alai Salam having a deep debate with the top Jewish scholars of the time. Isa alai Salam was fearlessly asking questions that no one had dared to ask before. The scholars were furious because they weren't used to being challenged like this by anyone, let alone a child. As Isa alai Salam grew older, he received a unique gift from Allah, a miraculous ability to heal. With just a touch of his finger, he could completely cure sick people. Isa alai Salam used this incredible power to help the poor and those in need. Word of his miracles spread quickly, and soon, people from all over Palestine started coming to him for help. His compassion and healing abilities made him loved by many, and his fame began to grow across the land. Over time, Isa alai Salam became so famous that whenever he approached a city, people would come out in large numbers to welcome him. Crowds gathered around him, and he would heal their illnesses with his miraculous power. Everything seemed to be going well until Isa alai Salam began delivering powerful speeches to his followers. In these speeches, he boldly pointed out the wrongdoings of the Jewish scholars. He told people that their religion had been corrupted by these scholars, who stayed in their temples, collected donations from the poor, and made selfish decisions by altering the true meaning of the scriptures. Isa alai Salam didn't hold back, repeatedly calling the scholars hypocrites. Many Jewish people were deeply moved and inspired by Isa alai Salam's words. However, these same words upset the Jewish scholars as they saw their influence and wealth slipping away. Their hatred for Isa alai Salam grew stronger, and they began plotting to kill him. However, under the mighty Roman Empire's rule, it was impossible for them to act on their plans, at least for the time being. But change was on the horizon, and things were about to take a dramatic turn. Over time, Isa alai Salam became so famous in Palestine that wherever he went, thousands of people would gather just to see him. One day, Isa alai Salam headed toward Jerusalem, the capital of Palestine. When people heard about his arrival, crowds flooded the streets to welcome him. They even laid palm tree branches in front of his horse, a gesture of the highest respect in those times. The Roman generals were stunned, wondering who this man was that people treated like a king. Seeing his growing influence, the Roman generals began to fear him, and the Jewish scholars who already despised him joined forces with the Romans to plot his death. Before leaving, Isa alai salam shared a final meal with his closest 11 or 12 followers. Afterward, Allah raised him to the heavens. However, Christians believe he was crucified after this event. Though Isa alai salam left this world, his teachings remained alive through his followers. Determined to spread his message, these 11 followers first tried to convert the Jews. But since the Jews didn't believe in Isa alai salam as a prophet, they also refused to accept his teachings. Undeterred, the followers turned their efforts to the rest of the world, spreading Isa alai salam's message far and wide to people who were very different from the Jews. This is an old painting of Jesus. Paintings are the most famous paintings in the world today, because just a few years ago, a painting of Jesus was sold as the most expensive one in the world for $450 million, and who bought it? Let's come back to the story. Reasons for these changes in Christianity. Slowly, Christianity. It started spreading very fast in the Roman Empire, and Christians increased so much that the emperors of the Roman Empire thought that if Christians continued to grow like this, they would completely destroy our religion, the religion of Jupiter. So finally, the emperor of the Roman Empire decided that now to spread Christianity. To stop this, we will have to kill all the Christians, after which the Roman Empire committed such oppression on the Christians that this oppression is even described in the Quran, that when some young boys ran away from the oppression of the emperor of the Roman Empire and got saved in a cave, and slept there for the next 300 years. Those who are called Asabi Kaf, even after all these atrocities of the Roman Empire, Christians did not retreat from their religion. But due to all these atrocities, Christianity began to spread rapidly across the world, and one of its most significant followers was St. Paul. Paul played a key role in shaping Christianity as we know it today. Before him, people viewed Isa alai salam as just a prophet and a servant of Allah. But Paul introduced a new idea, that Isa alai salam was not just a human being, but the Son of God, and in fact, divine himself. This idea took root, and now Christians around the world worship Isa alai salam as God. Interestingly, Paul had never met Isa alai salam during his lifetime, but his teachings and influence spread Christianity throughout the Roman Empire. However, there was a challenge. The religion of the Roman Empire was completely different from Christianity. The Romans worshipped gods like Jupiter, and their traditions didn't align with the teachings of Isa alai salam. To appeal to the Romans, early Christians made a few changes to the faith. First, they changed the name of Isa alai salam to a more common Roman name, which eventually became Jesus in English. Second, since most Romans were white Europeans and Isa alai salam, being from Palestine, had a darker complexion. Early Christians began creating images of Jesus that showed him as white and European looking. This helped Christianity gain acceptance in the Roman Empire, and it's why the most popular depictions of Jesus today show him as white, even though he likely had a Middle Eastern appearance. As Christianity kept spreading, it began reaching far-off places, including India. It took nearly 300 years after Isa alai salam for Christianity to grow so powerful that even Constantine the Great, a Roman emperor, converted to Christianity. This marked a huge turning point because when the emperor himself embraced Christianity, the entire Roman Empire changed. Before this, Christians had faced a lot of persecution. But now, things flipped. The followers of Jupiter, the old Roman god, started facing oppression instead. In those days, the emperor's religion became the people's religion, so Constantine began erasing the old Roman beliefs. However, it wasn't easy. The people who worshipped Jupiter were deeply attached to their traditions and didn't want to give them up. To resolve this, the Roman Empire began blending elements of the old religion with Christianity. This is how Christmas as we know it today was born. For example, in the old Roman religion, they celebrated a festival called Saturnalia every December, honoring their god Saturn. A big part of this festival included decorating pine trees because during Europe's cold winters, most other trees would dry up. Over time, traditions like these merged with Christianity, creating the celebration of Christmas. In ancient Rome, pine trees were seen as sacred because they were the only trees that stayed green and strong during the freezing winters. During their festival, Saturnalia, people would bring branches of these trees into their homes and decorate them as part of the celebrations. When the Roman Empire decided to unite everyone under one religion, they took elements from their old traditions and combined them with Christianity. To achieve this, they declared that Jesus Christ was born at the end of December and set December 25th as the official day to celebrate his birth. This new celebration helped merge the two religions, making it easier for the whole Roman Empire to convert to Christianity. However, Muslims do not agree with this date. The Quran describes the birth of Isa alayhi salam in a completely different way. According to the Quran, when Isa alayhi salam was born, his mother Maryam was near a palm tree. She was told not to worry and to shake the tree so that fresh dates would fall, giving her strength. Dates only ripen in the heat of summer, suggesting Isa alayhi salam was born during the summer months, not December. Interestingly, even many Christians admit they don't know the exact date of Jesus' birth. This raises questions about how December 25th became such an important date in history. Once Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, it became the dominant religion. It was during this time that Allah woke up the people of the cave. They had been in a deep sleep for centuries, and when they woke up, they wondered how long they had slept. Some guessed a day or half a day, but when they stepped outside, they realized the world had changed entirely. Christianity was now the largest religion. Over the years, the Roman Empire, British Empire, and Spanish Empire helped spread Christianity further, making it the biggest religion in the world. Along with this, Christmas became the most widely celebrated festival, with people spending over $1 trillion globally every year, 10 times more than what is spent on Eid annually. But Christmas wasn't always this grand. In the past, it was a simple festival where people gathered in churches to remember Allah and Jesus. Over time, people started losing interest, so new elements were added to make it more exciting, like music, singing, alcohol, and most famously, Santa Claus. Santa Claus is based on Saint Nicholas, a real Christian scholar known for his generosity. When Santa was first introduced around 150 years ago, he wore green or blue clothes and gave gifts to children. However, Coca-Cola began featuring Santa Claus in their ads and changed his outfit to the now iconic red and white to match their brand colors. Today, Christmas is celebrated worldwide, not just in Christian countries, but even in places like China and India. The festival generates over $1 trillion in business each year, an amount so massive that even combining the earnings from 10 years of Eid would still fall short of 1 year's Christmas celebrations.